Hi, everybody. Welcome to this really, really exciting day. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined on time. It's really fantastic. And it was lovely to chat to some of you just by text a few minutes ago. But for now, I just need to concentrate on the actual stream. So I really appreciate the fact that you're here on time. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicola Brown. I'm a textile artist living and working in very rural Southeast Ireland. I'm primarily a felt maker and eco printer, and I love working using sustainable methods. So eco printing is my passion, and sharing how to do this with other people is a really big part of my life. I grow my own vegetation, and I know that depending on where you live, you will have different vegetation in different regions. And some of you have been participating in the free 3-day bootcamp, Eco Printing in the Dirty Pot, that I've just had in the run up to today, the book launch. So the number one question that everybody seems to want to know is how to achieve crisp and clear prints. And that could be in the dirty pot, or that could also be working traditionally with powdered mordants. But for me, I'm always using the power of my metal and the pot itself, pot as mordant, to achieve my color. So day one of the bootcamp, which is available as a video on YouTube, day one of the bootcamp, that concentrated on how to strip things back to the basics, whether you are a beginner. Oops, that is my dog going crazy. Pip! Can somebody just put in the chat, please? Can you hear the dog really barking, or is that not a big issue? Because I might need to put her outside in the car. The power of live streams. So if somebody could just put a chat in and just let me know whether the dog barking is going to disturb you. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I would like to go back, and I would like just to say, continue what I was saying. Day one was all about, thanks, Rose. Dog barking, but no problem. Thanks a million, Rose. Okay, so day one was all about stripping things back to the basics. Whether you are totally new to eco printing and have never ever eco printed, or whether you are an experienced eco printer but you have always worked with powdered mordants before. The technique that I really enjoy using myself and sharing is eco printing without powdered mordants, using a technique called the dirty pot, or pot as mordant. And I stripped everything back in day one, and that's what we did in day one of the boot camp. For day two of the boot camp, the next question people really wonder about is, once they understand the basics of achieving crisp and clear prints, it's all to do with what vegetation that you use. And in the ebook, obviously, I have lists of vegetation that I find give very good results, particularly if people live in different countries. There's always that issue. I can't grow this particular shrub, but I have access to that. And I do think it's worth saying that everybody really thinks that the grass is greener elsewhere. For example, I would be absolutely so ecstatic if I could get my hands on teak leaves, but I can't. So it's important to learn about the vegetation that grows in your own region and work with limited vegetation, but by modifying the color in the dirty pot, you can achieve different results in your printing. And that is something that I go into a little bit about how I modify the color in the book. And then day three of the boot camp, we were discussing printing on cellulose fabric in the dirty pot. And I did see from many of the comments, both during the live stream and afterwards, people are a little bit anxious about dipping their fabric in rusty water, homemade rust water, because they're concerned that the fabric is going to all remain totally brown afterwards, or that the prints will be too dark, or they won't get any prints. But the thing is, when you're working without preparing your fabric in the traditional way you would for natural dyeing. Traditionally, you would have your fabric in a solution, in a mordant solution. You would bring it to a certain temperature, often about 180 degrees, and you would, I think it's 180, and you would hold it there for a minimum of 1 hour. And that chemically alters the structure of the fabric. So if you imagine that you have mordanted your fabric and you've chemically altered the structure of it, the prints will just adhere to that fabric really easily. But by just dipping your fabric into a rust water solution for 40 seconds, which is my recommendation. If you dip your fabric into rust water for 40 seconds, that's nothing like heating it in an alum sulfate or alum acetate solution for 1 hour minimum, or then modifying it after that by adding ferrous sulfate. So you've got to understand that the effect is not as strong when you're working without mordants. So you have to learn how to work without them. And just on that note, this top that I'm wearing today, this is that fabric that shall remain nameless because I don't want to get a violation strike from YouTube. But the fabric is an organic HEM, and the word has a P at the end of it, something you could smoke in a different form. So this particular fabric, I absolutely adore this. This is a fleece fabric, it's organic, it's HEM with the P. And I have eco-printed this particular fabric using sycamore, or Acer pseudoplatanus. In America, it's called sycamore maple. And this fabric was dipped for the 40 seconds in my rusty water, and you may not see it all. It's darker on this side here and a little bit browner in these areas. And that's because I actually clamped this within plates of rusty metal. So they're having a stronger modification where it's clamped. But the rest of the fabric, the background, it's still a creamy white. It's not a brown color. So please don't be worried about using homemade rust water. It works. So if you were with me for the boot camp and enjoyed what I shared and are interested in learning more and would really like a guidebook to help you dive deeper into the topic, the new ebook that I'm launching, really it is like a roadmap for success. And obviously there may be some of you who are joining today to celebrate the launch of the ebook and who didn't watch the boot camp. That's absolutely perfect as well. So I just wanted to share with you just a couple of pages from the book, just so you can sort of see how it's laid out, etc. And then I want to just give you the link for ordering for those of you who would like to order it. And I want to explain about some really super special bonuses that I have available this week for the launch week. So first, let me dive in here. So this here is the cover of the book. So Eco Printing in the Dirty Pot is the title, and accepting feedback from people when I shared this before, I have made the font very, very simple to read. And I hope that the text is easy for those of you who are not native English speakers to understand as well. And I hope I haven't been too difficult to understand during the videos, but it is also important that you understand things in the book. So I do have plenty of images in the book. So that is the front there. So here we have only some of the contents. Tomorrow I'm going to share more. So there is a comprehensive introduction to eco printing in the dirty pot. Then I chat through health and safety in the studio. I just have one brief page about the absolute basics of successful eco printing, because some people wonder, can they do it in their kitchen? And absolutely, you can. You can do it in the kitchen, but you just need to make sure you have adequate ventilation. And you can do it in a cooking pot if you were only doing it once or twice and using something that's food grade, such as onion skins or maybe turmeric root, but you can't use metal in your cooking pots, and it is important to try and get a dedicated pot. So fabric, selection, sources and preparation. I give you information about some of my favorite online suppliers, ethical suppliers that live in different parts of the world. For example, if you live in Australia, Marion from Beautiful Silks, she has the most wonderful supplies for eco printing, the most wonderful fabric, and they're all ethically sourced. So I do like to support local. I like to support artisan, handmade, and sustainability wherever possible. So I just give you some links in, or some names of companies in the book, like Blue Moon Studio in Canada, Andrea. She has wonderful felting supplies, for example, and the olive oil soap for washing your fabric before eco printing. So anyway, fabric. Preparation of the fabric, really important. Before you eco print, you have to get that fabric prepared properly. Processing pot. So I go through the different metal pots and explain a little more about the pot as the mordant, and I also share photographs of pieces that I have printed using different pots, so you can see the different colors. And heat source. Cannot say enough about having a really, really good heat source, because you need to get your pot up to temperature. I see that Linda is saying here Dharma Trading is good. Yes, Dharma is actually one of my recommended suppliers for people. I mean, I like using smaller suppliers as well, Linda, where possible, but Dharma is definitely one of my recommendations within the book. So thanks for highlighting that. So the heat source is a very important consideration. So then moving on from that, oh, actually, look here, I have this picture. So that first scarf that was processed in an aluminium pot, that is a scarf I processed in one of my cooking pots, because this was done a while ago and I wanted to share with people that you could use food grade materials in your kitchen, and if you were only printing a couple of times, there would be no harm printing in your cooking pot. So I actually did that in one of my big aluminium saucepans. That's onion skins, printed with onion skins, and there were also additional onion skins in the pot. That particular piece was not rolled on metal, so there's no darkness from the metal. Whereas if you look at that bottom piece there, that was processed in a cast iron pot. And that pot, you can see those really dark lines. That dark color is coming from the outside of the bundle. I had that piece folded multiple times, and that's a modification of color. And you can also see that the onion skins are a lot redder than they are in the pot, the aluminium pot. But then when we go to the copper scarf, the scarf that was printed in copper, that particular scarf in the middle, some of the eucalyptus leaves that I used for that, they always print red in aluminium or cast iron, but they didn't in copper. So this is really important to understand, that the different metal affects the color of the prints and also the wash and light fastness. So in the book, I go into, that. And then here is rust water. I explain about making rust water. And then when it comes to actually step-by-step process, I have some images. This is just one of the pages about, this is laying out a sample. In this case, it's felt. Because when I facilitate online workshops, I can share little videos, and so it's easy to demonstrate technique. But I just want to make sure this book is like an exploded PDF tutorial. I see that Lexi is asking how many pages in the book, and I can't say for sure, Lexi, right at this second, but we're talking about roughly 60 pages. So it's there's a lot of content, approximately 60. There may end up being slightly more. So I just wanted to make sure that the really essential things, that there are visual images, so people, if English isn't your first language and if you don't understand exactly what I'm saying, you are going to be able to have a look at the images. And so I have some information now about the book. So the price of the book is $29 US. It's a downloadable book. And I'm going to pop the link to the book in the chat in just 1 minute, so you've got the link, because it's not in the video description yet. But I just want to explain a little bit about it. So for launch week ends on Sunday. So if you order, I want to have a really special bonus for anybody who orders the book before Sunday night. So if you order the book before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, the 19th of December, now that's PM in my country, so I'm in Ireland. So at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, if you order the book before that, I am actually going to give you access to a super exciting bonus. Well, I think it's super exciting. I've pulled some information from my last intensive online workshop, and I'm putting together an online workshop, a mini workshop for you that goes into the basics about eco-printing on upcycled clothing. And so there's information about sourcing the clothing, and I've got videos where you can see me folding some clothing, and then you get to see the reveal afterwards. So I think this is a really nice little extra bonus. And the garment that I've made, or that I'm wearing, this is the toaster sweater, and this is from Sew House 7. So I actually printed the fabric and then I made the top. But I really, really love printing upcycled clothing. And so I just thought it would be a fun thing that I could share with you, so you can actually hear me talking, and you can see me folding some garments. You'll see what they look like when they come out of the eco printing pot, and you'll be there for the reveal as well. So I hope you enjoy that. So for anybody who orders the book before Sunday, what will happen is you order and pay for it now. You're locked in to get that free online workshop, the mini workshop, and your book, I'll be sending an email out on Sunday. So the book, Sunday evening, the book and the download for the book and the online workshop will be available on Sunday night. Not tonight, because I'm just doing the final edits, and that's why I cannot say exactly how many pages are in the book. And the reason for that is, unfortunately, 2 of my close family members in Dublin actually have COVID at the moment. And so I had to take over helping care for mum. So I had hoped to be able to drop the final links so that you could actually physically download the book today, but you can pay for the book, you can get access to the boot camp, etc. All of that will happen on Sunday night. So I'm going to just actually drop the link for the book into the chat now, and then explain about another extra bonus I have. So let me go into the comments. Here we go. So there is the link there. Oh my goodness. I didn't think anybody, here we have already in my cart. I did not think anybody would realize I only made the link live just before we went live. So, okay, so Caroline has a question here. Can you print it off when you buy it? Yes, it's a PDF file. Now, if I just go back to it here and I add this page to the stream, I have put a very pale color. I've got a lot of images in it. So you may not want to print the whole book in color. So what I am doing is that's another thing that I'm just finalizing. I am having these pages that give step-by-step checklists and step-by-step instructions for various parts of the various parts of the process. So those are what I recommend that you print out. There'll be the total step-by-step for doing various stages, and they will be like checklists. So if you're going up to your studio or your kitchen, you can have that checklist. You could say, yes, I've got vinegar. Yes, I've got this. Yes, I've got that. Oh no, I forgot to do that. So I think that should be really good, but you can print the whole thing out if you want to. Now, yes, Adriana, yes, it can. And yes, I have done it. However, that is not covered in this book, because this book is the absolute Bible, I hope, for people who want to learn about eco-printing in the dirty pot. I will be launching a membership platform in January, and that's going to have more advanced things. But the basics, it's really easy to become so excited by everything that if people don't understand the basics, it's not going to be possible to get good eco prints. Thanks, Lexi, and thanks, Kate. Yeah, and thanks, Tammy. Yep. So link is below. Oh, paid, fantastic. My first purchase. I haven't had a glass of wine. I haven't had a drink, but I did bring a glass up just to say cheers to everybody. Thank you for joining me for this. So I'm going to have a sip now. Lisa, great. Thank you. So obviously it's difficult to look at all these things coming in here now, but yep. Okay. Yes, Susanna, the video will remain. And here we have a question. I am also going to be sharing how I print on paper, and that will be in the book. I just haven't mentioned that yet, but yes, you get fantastic results on paper. So I will be putting that in the book. So absolutely. Cheers. Cheers to those who are saying cheers. Now, there is a further bonus. So for everybody who orders the book tonight or tomorrow, because I'm aware some people are watching this on the replay. So for anybody who orders this book before I stream live tomorrow night, tomorrow I'm going to share a little bit more about what's in the book. So before I stream live tomorrow night, if you have paid and completed your purchase by 5:50 my time tomorrow afternoon, I am going to have a special bonus for you. And that is going to be for everybody who purchased by that time. So it will no doubt not be a ginormous group. I'm going to have a Zoom session with you in January, where I will be happy if you've already been experimenting with eco printing and techniques in the book. We can chat during the Zoom call. You can hold your pieces up. You can share your screen. I will answer questions and help you in any way I can. So we will have a fun session, a private Zoom session in January, mid to late January, which will give you time to do some experimenting first. And so for anybody who joins in the first 24 hours minus 10 minutes, that's going to be an extra as well as the mini workshop. But I'm not mentioning that on the page where you pay for it, but I promised I won't forget you. Now, some questions that have been coming in about reusing pot liquid, about adjusting the color, can you eco print on spun fiber or bats? I think I'll answer them tomorrow for you. And obviously I know the answer to that. So if you're getting value as well from my videos, please do consider joining me on YouTube, subscribing on YouTube and hitting the bell. And I'm going to check now and see if there are any things here. Oh, wow. Oh, thanks, Shirley. Fantastic. Hi, everybody. This is great. This is very funny. Don't underestimate your popularity. Well, I mean, I would just love to wake up in the morning and my inbox be flooded with orders, but I've got to be realistic about this. So I'm really, really charmed by how many of you are saying you're buying the book and salute and things like that. Okay, so let's see. Is the information from the Wendy, yes. So the free video that I'm putting together, or the free online workshop, yes, content is coming from the intensive eco printing class. There will be some of the same videos that I shared in that. It's not the whole, obviously the whole intensive workshop, but yes, some of that content, because in January when I launched the membership, I'm going onto a new platform and I have new exciting things to share. And this seemed like a simple way of giving a benefit to people who buy the book now. So, just write anything into the payment thing. I'm not quite sure. I think the company name is optional. So I think just try there. I'm just really excited. So many of you are saying that you bought it and congratulations and things. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm just blown away. Oh my goodness, I do not believe it. Lexi. My goodness, Lexi, I can't believe it. Lexi has sent me a super sticker. Lexi, thank you so much. This is my first super sticker. So it's something on YouTube. For those of you who don't know about it, even Pip is getting excited when she hears me, when she hears my excitement. So this is something that if you had a comment and you wanted to make a contribution, and your comment gets highlight, it gets put at the top of the comment page, and it's a donation from me. Lexi, you're just wonderful. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. Thanks. So does anybody here have a question for me before I sign off tonight? And I'll try and okay, so hang on a second. Yeah, we do see one here. Cheers, Joe. Yeah, YouTube is where it's at. Okay, so here's one question. If I use copper pipe and aluminium pot but no iron, so Nikki, can you be a little more specific about will you get the dark color? So I love using a copper pipe with my fabric in the aluminium pot. And so the iron in the pot helps give a stronger background color, and it also helps with certain vegetation give better prints. But if you use a copper pipe in the aluminium pot without any iron and you're using something like onion skins, you will get absolutely beautiful prints from the onion skins. You will get beautiful prints from eucalyptus leaves, but you don't get them from, you won't get the same results from something like, well, it depends where you live in the world, but from oak. So yes, you can use copper, but it doesn't have as strong a reaction as iron. Susan, I'm just wondering, you're saying you can't access a page. I'm just going to put the, I'll just put the link in it again. That's it there. I'm just going to drop it again. If you continue having problems, there shouldn't be a problem, but I'm just wondering, is it something to do with your browser? If you continue having problems, if you can just send me an email, that would be wonderful. I will send you the email address now in the chat. So if anybody has a big problem, my email address is going into the chat. Okay, so you can't, I can't answer every question now because the book is answering questions, but you can certainly have, like, I embrace ghost prints. I'll talk about them a little bit in the book, and you can tie if you want to avoid string marks, yes, you can tie your bundle and wrap something like a piece of cotton sheet around the outside, and the sheet will attract the dark color. So you can definitely avoid that. And about the I don't know. There should be no, oh, it is optional. Brilliant. So you don't have to do that. And I will send out a link, yes, for tomorrow. And Jane, oh, maybe, what? Jane, that's really funny. Maybe you wrote the link. Wouldn't that be wonderful as well? Look, I'm blown away by everything. So thank you all so much for all your support, for buying the book, Lexi, for my first ever super chat. No, there isn't a coupon code. You don't need a coupon, Eleanor, for getting the yeah, you don't need, let me just go back in here. So you don't need a coupon code to get the extra bonuses. I'm just going to give them to you. So you needn't worry about that. If you, why can I not get rid of that chat now? Okay, so don't worry about that. If you decide that if you would like the extra launch bonuses, so if you'd like to have that free Zoom get together with me where I'll answer your questions, and also if you would like to have the mini online workshop, access to that about eco printing, upcycle clothing, all of that, you get all of that if you order today. And then tomorrow is the cutoff point for the Zoom conversation tomorrow at 5:50 p.m. GMT. That's the cutoff for the Zoom conversation. But anybody who orders up until 1 minute to midnight on Sunday, this next Sunday, you will all get access to that mini online workshop. After then, the link itself will change, and it will be that anybody who orders the book after that time, so from Sunday morning onwards, they will be able to download the ebook immediately, whereas for you guys, I'm going to be delivering it to you. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more check in my comments just to see. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you all. And I'm going to end the broadcast now, chat a little more about the book and share a few different pages tomorrow. And cheers. I'm not sure what time of the world it is with you, but it's 6:30 here in Ireland. So I feel justified in saying cheers. Thank you all so much, and over and out.